Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, we begin with breaking news in New Hampshire. AG reaches oversight agreement with St. Paul's School. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office has reached an oversight agreement with the St. Paul's School after an investigation into allegations that a culture of sexual assault existed at the school. Attorney General Gordon MacDonald said staff members of the school must be trained in preventing sexual assault, and trustees and senior leadership must undergo training on how to respond to reports of sexual assault. School staff members must also strictly comply with requirements for reporting sexual assault under the agreement. An overseer who will be accountable to the Attorney General will be appointed and will release biannual public reports on how the school is complying with the agreement, MacDonald said. MacDonald said the school could have faced charges of child endangerment, but those would have resulted in fines and wouldn't guarantee that the culture of the school would change. The school will also be responsible for reimbursing the state of New Hampshire for the cost of the investigation. This is a breaking news story. It will be updated as more information comes into our newsroom. We're following breaking news in Massachusetts. As many as 50 fires burning across Merrimack Valley. Authorities were responding to dozens of fires and explosions that are being blamed on a gas issue across the Merrimack Valley Thursday afternoon. Andover town officials are asking everyone in homes and businesses to evacuate. The Massachusetts State Fire Marshal's office said it was sending 3 investigators to Lawrence, Andover, and North Andover area. They said they were responding to a high-pressure gas line issue affecting multiple homes in the area. Sky 5 was over 2 large fires affecting multiple homes over Chickering Road and Springfield Street in Lawrence. Lawrence Mayor Dan Rivera estimated there are between 20 to 25 fires across the city. North Andover Town Manager Andrew Mayer said there were many commercial properties affected across the city, with alarms going off in several buildings, including First and Main Street. There were no immediate reports of injuries in his community. Mayer said he was told the incidents were believed to be related to a spike in gas pressure. Multiple aid has been called in from as far as Cape Ann and southern New Hampshire. Columbine Gas managed the gas equipment in the region and was not immediately available for comment. Delays were being reported on the Haverhill line. No additional information was immediately available. Former Maine family forced to evacuate hurricane zone. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8, Jim Keithley.
Mandatory evacuation for where we were in Myrtle Beach area. We're in Beaufort, South Carolina. It's about 3.5 hours south of Myrtle Beach. Holiday Inn down in Beaufort.
How many people are with you?
I have my wife, my 7-year-old daughter, my pug, and our 5 puppies and our 3 cats.
5 puppies?
Yes.
I bet they love you there.
All in one room?
Yeah, they were fantastic. They waived any kind of exemptions for people who had to evacuate. They don't care what you have for pets. They let people in.
And can you turn the camera around and show us, where you're staying? What it looks like it's blue skies and some clouds right now.
It is, yeah. Right now, it's beautiful here. There's a little bit of a wind, a little bit breezier than it was yesterday. And if it was just, maybe my wife and myself, we may have rode it out, but it's just too much to risk.
Bob and his family live 1.5 miles from the beach. They didn't think twice about the mandatory evacuation order, but some of his neighbors decided to stay.
But there are a lot of people there who lived there a long time, and they're going to stick it out. They said, we've been through this before, and we'll get through it again.
Do you worry about them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, our best goes out to them, and hopefully nothing bad happens.
And Bob says he feels comfortable at that hotel despite all of those animals, because he says power crews are also being put up there, so he's not worried about losing electricity. Live in the studio, Jim Keithley, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how U.S. stock market closed for this Thursday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you. Dow jumps more than 100 points as Apple rises. Stocks rose on Thursday as Apple shares recovered from losses in previous session. Investors' sentiment was also boosted as fears of rapidly rising inflation were tempered. We're following some breaking news. Tentative deal reached between Manafort and special counsel, sources say. Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort was tentatively agreed to a plea deal with special counsel Robert Mueller that will head off his upcoming trial, sources familiar with the negotiation tell ABC News. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with more newscasts. Good night, everyone. Bye.